Well, I think if people want to know whether the CELTA is a worthwhile investment, I would say yes, it is. Of course, it depends on your goals, what you're looking for, but definitely if you're serious about becoming a language teacher, becoming an English teacher, if it's something that you see as your career, as your life, then yeah, certainly it's a very good way of starting your career with a qualification that's recognised, but most importantly of all, useful. Well, I suppose the thing that really distinguishes the CELTA is the fact that it's a practical course. So yeah, I mean, you can do things like watch tutorials online and you can get an idea of perhaps how a lesson should be planned or how it should look in theory. But on the CELTA, you actually have to plan and teach lessons, not with people pretending to be students, but with real students. And obviously there's no substitute for that kind of experience. So you have to try out the ideas, because there's a huge gap between kind of understanding an idea in theory and actually putting it into practice. So you plan, you teach, you get feedback, you get support. So I think the thing that really makes CELTA stand out is the fact that you get experience of actual teaching. So it should be seen as a kind of as a positive process. It's not about criticism or judgment. It's about development and progress. Right. Well, I've been a CELTA tutor for more than 20 years. I think I'm right in saying that my first CELTA course was in 2003. So that would be, about 22 years, I suppose, now. I've worked with a lot of people who've started their careers on CELTA courses that I was working on, and have gone on to have very happy and successful lives, professional lives in teaching. Quite a number of the people who I've met on CELTA, are now CELTA trainers themselves. So I've worked with a number of people who, they completed the course successfully, they found that they loved teaching, they went away, they got lots of experience teaching in different contexts, in different countries, different age groups, and then they went on to do things like becoming trainers, becoming directors of studies of schools, in some cases even becoming writers of materials with big publishers. So yeah, I've worked with quite a number of people over the years who've gone on to have successful careers. Yeah. Too many to count, probably. One question, of course, is about language. Your English needs to be of a high standard, at least C1 level, if you're to be considered for a place on a CELTA course. So that's one thing. Language. You should love languages. You should be interested in language, not only English, but your own language, any other languages that you know. So ability and enthusiasm for language, I think, is important. Excited by the idea of teaching, okay? Excited about the idea of working with people, helping people to communicate, working with people of different ages, meeting people in different contexts. You need to ask yourself whether you have the time to do the course, because being honest with you, the course is very intensive, it is very demanding, and if you've got too much going on in your life, if you're too busy, then you're probably not going to be able to get to the end of it, you're not going to be able to complete it successfully. So yeah, you need to be, for example, if you're doing the full-time course, you need to be sure that you can kind of clear 4 weeks of your life and just dedicate yourself to this project of doing and passing the CELTA course. Language ability and enthusiasm for languages is the first thing. The second would be a passion for the idea of teaching, educating people, imparting skills to people. And the third thing would just be being sure that you can make the necessary investment in terms of the time and the energy that the course requires. And if you can tick those three boxes, then I think, yeah, you're probably a good candidate for the course.